I want you to imagine you're at the end of the road. And you know you're at the end of the road. Just imagine, all you can do is relive your life. I want you to imagine you're there and you go back and think, God, I wonder if we had moved there, what would have happened? And think, God, if I could only do it over again. I said, wouldn't that be terrible? Spend the last days of your life like that? Wouldn't it be better if you look back and say, wow, what a trip.
Success, guys, is a very, very lonely road, man. Very few people are willing to endure the pain, the sacrifice, and due diligence to be successful. It's an uphill battle. Along that road, you're not going to see too many friends. You'll see your shadow most often.
When everybody is against you or don't believe in you no more, it's a lonely feeling. They look at you with that look and say, why don't you try something else? Why don't you give up? There will be times when you will feel alone and you will feel deserted, when you'll feel weak and you'll doubt yourself. And other people will doubt you and you ask yourself, am I crazy?
Don't waste your damn life. And then you think, well, why would people be resistant to that message? It's like, well, you really want to wake up and figure out that you're wasting half your life? And you know, when people do that kind of wasting, they actually hate it. It's painful to recognize that.
You cannot be great being a lesser version of what already exists. You can only be great when you execute against your own potential and do your own development.
You'll come up with your own style. That's part of the fun. Like many of you, I was concerned about going out into the world and doing something bigger than myself, until someone smarter than myself made me realize that there is nothing bigger than myself.
You gotta sacrifice your feelings. You gotta sacrifice your emotions. You gotta sacrifice your sleep. You gotta sacrifice your own way of thinking. You gotta sacrifice your own way of doing. You gotta sacrifice your own way of being. You gotta sacrifice the old you so you can become the new you. You gotta make sacrifice if you ever want the impossible to become possible for you.
You got to block out all of the noise around you that's going to tell you can't do it. Just believe that you can.
You've identified your weaknesses. You've identified that there is a gap between who you are, what you want, and where you want to be. There's a massive gap. Awareness and the acceptance of that awareness is the bridge to the future. This is going to connect you to your destiny tribe.
Every time I've lost, people say you gotta jump right back up. I disagree with that. After you lose, or when you get knocked down, stay down there for a minute. Understand why you lost. What were the reasons? Why are you down there? Why did you lose?
And so we're all waiting for perfect. It's an illusion that will never come to you, and it's an excuse to never show up and play. Your story is not meant to be your fortress. Your story is meant to be your fuel.
You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down. And when you get to the point where you can say you let you down, I don't care. Listen to me, no disrespect. I don't care. I value myself enough to give 120% or don't do it. And that's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You want to hold other people to the fire, but you're not holding yourself to the fire. You just said you're giving 50%. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV, no more snacks, no more desserts, no, we working out now. You need to tell you that you owe you something.
That you have a certain delightful, wonderful, positive freedom as a child, and then that's given up as you approach adulthood. But the truth of the matter is that you have a lot of potential as a child, but none of that is capable of manifesting itself as freedom before you become disciplined. And discipline is a matter of the imposition of order. And the order is necessary, especially for people who are hopeless and nihilistic. And lots of people are hopeless and nihilistic. Lay a disciplinary structure on yourself. Get the chaos in check. And then you can move towards a state that's freer. What comes out of that is a much grander freedom. And so in virtually every freedom that you have in life that's true freedom is purchased at the price of discipline.
That's going to happen.
But we all have a choice. The choice is you can let the outside noise affect you or drive you. What's it going to be? There's been so many times in our lives where people tell you you can't do something. Where would you be if every single time someone told you you can't do something, you listened to them?
It takes guts. You gotta dig down deep and gut it out. Keep on going. Again and again and again. Until you make it happen. Because you know that it's possible.
Your self-belief must outweigh others' disbelief. Your belief must be so strong that you block out the noise of everyone around you. And all you hear is your internal dialogue telling you, I can do this, I will do this, I must do this. And no matter what it takes, I am going to win. You've got to ask yourself, what's your why? What motivates you? What pushes you? What drives you? And if that thing is internal, if nobody has to call you, if nobody has to reward you, if nobody has to give you anything, if you are self-motivated and self-regulated, you can have it, you can be it, you can do it.
People are gonna laugh at you. But let me tell you, I believe in revenge like Frank Sinatra. He said the best revenge is massive success.
And for some of you, you stop dreaming. You dream for a while, and when people tell you crazy, when people tell you stupid, when people tell you can never get done, you stop dreaming and you go back to knowledge. You must have faith. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities, unquestionably. Take that leap of faith. Trust yourself and believe and know within yourself and don't doubt in everything in you. I dare you to use your imagination. I dare you when you broke to use your imagination. I dare you when you're rich to use your imagination. I dare you under every single circumstance. Keep dreaming. Keep looking at your dream. Keep focusing on your dream. Keep going after the dream because that's where true success is.